The next topic we're going to talk about is the principles of training. This is basically 5 principles, so you can class them as the golden rules of training, in order to make sure that people stick to and are able to achieve whatever goal they're set out to achieve. The 5 key principles are broken down into an acronym known as SPORT. We'll start off with the S. The S stands for specificity. This is making sure that the training plan you are following is specific to what your overall goal is. There is no point you going to a personal trainer, them making you run for 20 minutes on a treadmill when your goal is to lose body fat. Next is the P and the O. So the P and the O stand for progressive overload. In the fitness industry, you'll hear this quite regularly. A lot of people like to talk about applying progressive overload. Basically, all it is changing your weights or changing your routine in order to continue making gains, making changes, improving. If you don't have progressive overload, your sessions will become stagnant, you'll lose motivation, you'll become bored. The way that we do this is another acronym, we like to chuck acronyms in fitness industry, is FIT, F-I-T-T, which stands for frequency, intensity, type, and time. And I'll run through them now. So frequency, this is how often you train. So in order to provide progressive overload, if you train once or twice a week, if you decide you're going to train 3 times or 4 times a week, that is you applying progressive overload. Intensity is basically how hard your session is. Really heavy weight session on a Monday, for example. If you're still struggling on, say, the Wednesday, maybe toning it down to a lighter intensity, maybe more reps or a yoga session or something, but then going back to it, say, on the Friday to another medium or high intensity, applying progressive overload to your session. Next one, type of training. So again, type of training being weightlifting, it could be circuit training, it could be doing something like Pilates or yoga. It's just varying the type of training you do. Obviously makes things interesting, makes you enjoy what you're doing rather than it just being, I need to be doing this, and losing interest. And time, self-explanatory really, it's just the length of time that you spend during a session. So again, if you're in the gym for anything longer than 45 minutes, personally, I think you've been in there far too long. And there's also, if you're given a training plan, I like to do the majority of my training plans for 8 weeks. If it's a week and you're changing it and doing something else and expecting results, unfortunately, you're not. So I like an 8-week window, so that'll provide enough progressive overload. Reversibility in my eyes is probably one of the most important. If you don't apply all these other aspects, reversibility will happen because of either injury, illness, or lack of motivation due to a poor training plan. Tedium, in my eyes, causes reversibility. And the reason for this is because of boredom, because of lack of variety within a training plan, will cause a lack of motivation and a lack of basically just wanting to train and exercise. The more variety, the more exciting you can make a session, the more likely you're going to stick to it. If you can take away anything from this session, please could you help us out, like we always ask for, by liking our post, by sharing our content, but also more importantly, if you comment onto this post, not only will it reach more people, but it'll also give me some more topics to talk to you about.